Hello guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we will be covering logical operators in Python. Now guys, just to let you know, I love making these videos, so if you have any videos you want to see from me, like Python projects, or just tutorials on learning how to code using Python, please let me know. Now without further ado guys, let's get started with this video. An if statement is the first check in your program. It runs its code block only if its condition is true. Meanwhile, the elif statement is the backup check. It only checks its condition if the if statement before it was false. You can have as many elif statements as you need. And finally, the else statement is the catch-all final option. It runs automatically if none of the previous if or elif conditions were true. It has no condition of its own. Now, after learning all those definitions, let's get to coding. So as an example here to explain logical operators, I will be coding something that checks a user's age and prints a statement based on how old they are. This is normally how if statements are written. They start with if, then a requirement the user or any variables from the code should meet to run. Here I am basically saying if the user's age is greater than 21, then print you are old. elif statements have a very similar formula to the if statement. It starts with if and only runs if the if statement or any other elif statements weren't true. Here I'm basically adding a statement saying, or if age is equal to 18, print you have entered the young status. Just as a quick reminder, guys, if you have any video suggestions you want to see from me in the future, please let me know. I already have many projects and tutorials planned to post, but I would love to receive feedback from you guys on what to make. Now for else statements. Else statements are very similar to if and elif statements, but instead of needing to write a requirement next to else, you just write else and write your code indented in the else statement. Like here, I'm basically saying if the user's age is not greater than 21 or equal to 18, print you are still young. Now guys, in this part of the video, we will be covering the and, or, and not logical operators. I also just want to apologize for already coding everything without recording. I just got a little bored. Don't worry though, because I'll explain each line till the end. To start off, I would like to address how I've changed the age to where the user can type in a number, or let's say integer as the age, and get a statement printed back to them. Now the second line of code here is just a variable that has false stored in it to decide whether the user is happy or not. The reason I didn't change that to where it can take an input from the user is because I had forgotten to and just realized after I finished coding everything. Sorry about that one, guys. Now that we've cleared those two lines of code out of the way, we have gotten to the interesting lines of code. Before I start explaining, let me clear up what these three logical operators do. The and operator returns true only if both conditions are true. If even one condition is false, the whole statement becomes false. The or operator returns true if at least one condition is true. It only returns false if both conditions are false. And finally, the not operator reverses the Boolean value. It turns true into false and false into true. Okay, so in our third line of code here, we have an if statement, and it's basically saying, if age is greater than 21 and is not happy, then print you are old and unhappy. Now in our first elif statement, it's basically saying, if the age is equal to 18, MD is happy, then print you a hit the young status, but you are happy. Our third elif statement is saying, if the user's age is greater than 21 and they're happy, then print you are old and happy. Our last elif statement says, if the user's age is greater than 50 and the user is happy, or the user's age is greater than 45 and they're happy, then print you are really old, but you're still happy. And finally, for our else statement, as you can see, there's no condition there because the else statement only runs if none of the if or elif conditions work. In this else statement, it's basically just saying, if none of the lines of code above are valid, then print you are still a youngling. And with that, we are now done. Now you guys can experiment with these basic logical operators in Python however you want. If you guys found this tutorial helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe, and if you have any video ideas, please let me know. With that being said, see you later.